What do we got?
How impressed were you by Nick's performance yesterday, first time play caller?
I think the defense as a whole did a pretty good job yesterday. You know what I mean? The week of preparation, I thought they did a good job. Got some things done that we wanted to get done in the game. I thought he did a good job calling it, keeping them off balance, but a lot of things to clean up on that side too, and which is a positive because a lot of things that we need to clean up, in my opinion, from that game are coaching things. So we should get better from there.
When it comes to a guy like Cardinals, how valuable is a guy like that for the locker room when it comes to wanting to establish a type of character? And when you think of the road he's had, it wasn't normal road. He worked so hard to get where he had just to keep you.
Yeah, I mean, ultimate pro, one of our captains, does a lot for us. We put a lot on his plate, and he's a playmaker for us. He always has a good attitude. He's a team first guy all the time. Very knowledgeable, and I value his opinion about certain things. I talk to him a lot, and I'm glad we have him.
Anything on tape jump out that maybe caught your eye that you didn't see from the sideline or that you were particularly pleased with?
No, I would say, just when you in the game, you get the pictures in between series, you know what I mean? So it's always funny when you go back you get on the plane and start watching, you're like, oh, I thought that's what they were doing, but they're really doing this. The still shots don't always show you, but I thought honestly, kind of the week of preparation, we were prepared. We got to clean some things up on the coaching side, different things to help our guys out a little bit, but honestly, not too much.
How much do you think with the penalties early, with guys just excited to play and get out there? I mean, after the first three, it didn't happen again.
Yeah, I mean, that drive, that hurt. We showed them that today. There was that 91-yard drive, 67 yards are penalties. That's tough, but we just got to play within the rules. I liked our violence and aggression, and the DPI, that happens, you know what I mean? We talked to Marco about his technique there, but the helmet to helmets, kind of bang, bang, Kaiser's, he's got to be smarter than that. We can't hit guys out of the, in the white, but especially quarterbacks. So, but I like their violence and their motor and their attitude, and that was all good. We just got to play a little smarter.
Communication happen in the game on the sidelines after a drive like that, or is it all saved for post game, saved for the film room?
What do you mean, Bo? With who?
The penalty drive where it's 67 yards of.
Yeah, I mean, when they came off, they knew, holy cow, we just gave up, a lot of yards. They don't know 67 yards, but we just had 3 penalties in one drive. It's hard to overcome that. You know what I mean? So they knew that they had to clean it up, and they did.
How do you do that? I mean, you could assume your players will get the memo on the helmet to helmet, but there were 600, 700 penalties besides that. Is that easily correctable, or is that a week to week?
Yeah, penalties go in waves, as I always say. You know what I mean? But the things that we can control, that playing within the rules, it's our job as coaches to educate them and make sure that we're practicing the right way, and they know exactly what non-negotiables are that are going to get called. And that's why I say I appreciate the rest when they come in here in the offseason and things. They, certain plays, certain defenses, certain offensive plays, when you start playing, close to kind of, how do I say it? When it could be, if this happens, it could be a chance to get called. You just got to be careful of those things, And so we got to do a good job with that because you don't want to be highly penalized, and you understand in a game certain penalties are called. That's okay. It goes both ways. We just got to play cleaner when we need to play cleaner.
What do you think of Ferris's penalty for ripping a guy out of the pile?
Truthfully, it's my fault because I didn't educate him good enough. Honestly, I told the team that today. So yeah, I understand what he was trying to do there. I appreciate that, but we can't do that. That's a penalty.
Looking at the tape and evaluating jobs in the offense as a whole, when you're looking at things you want to improve moving forward, is it things you would expect to see week one in any situation, or a lot of those mistakes, given just he had barely 2 weeks here, it's going to take time?
Yeah, I don't think it's just Josh. I think it's all of our guys operating a little bit better. You know, the thing that when I talked to you guys after the game that I didn't realize, I kind of realized it, but I didn't have the concrete data, was the negative yardage plays, you know, and that kind of set us back on some things. And you're playing the game in 3rd and long all day. It's tough, you know. That's a good defense, and they execute well, and they give you a lot of different things. So I think to help ourselves out, we got to eliminate some of the negative yardage plays. Obviously, the 2 turnovers, you want to turn the ball over. Those were 2 critical plays, but all things that we can correct moving forward. And I think Josh will have a good week, and we'll operate a little bit better.
There were some surprising results yesterday or over the first weekend. And do you think that's the first week is any more unpredictable than the rest of the year, or is it just we haven't seen football in a while?
You know, I'm kind of unsure on that. The first tape I turn on in New York, I see, you know, the defense is up and 16-0. I'm like, what happened? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think, you know, week one is different for everybody, and, you know, you got new players and new schemes and new teams, and do you play your guys in preseason, injuries, all those things go into you. Within the first, you know, couple games, you want to kind of find your rhythm there and see what you do well and evaluate that. But, you know, NFL, there's no surprises, you know. Certain games are tight and certain ones get out of whack. I honestly thought, you know, the scores were clicking through after the game, and I thought the scoring was actually down. You know what I mean? From week one, you normally see a lot of points being scored, you know. You know, I don't know what the true numbers of that are, but it seemed like the scores were actually down to me. So just the trends.
How important was it to have that kind of rotation you had with the D-line and the pass rusher room?
Yeah, huge. You know, I've talked about that with you guys. I firmly believe in that. I learned that from Matt Eberflus, head coach in Chicago. You know, you want those big guys fresh, and you want to rotate them. If they have a jersey on game day, they have to serve a role and a purpose. And a lot of those guys, too, played on teams, a lot of snaps. So I thought they did a really good job. I think that the defensive staff, I told those guys normally that takes a little bit of time to hit your stride on how you want to get that right. You always set up a plan of, hey, we want this guy to come out with these many plays, depending on how many plays go on in the game, kind of, you know, percentage of play time, if you will, or number of plays. But I want to make sure this guy's in on 75% of third downs, make sure this guy's in on, you know, 50% of first and second down, that we want this guy in this package, this guy playing this in this package. That's a hard job on game day, honestly, and I thought it came out really well. But anyone that's up on game day, especially that front, they'll have a role and they'll play. So I thought they all did a pretty good job.
After the negative yard plays, besides maybe pushing it down a little farther in the field, downfield a little bit more, what else can you do to you know, reduce those negative yard plays?
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to come down to execution, you know what I mean, and how we're coaching it, what we prepare them for. You know, we think that this guy has to get blocked like this, but if he moves here, what are we doing, you know? So that's coaching and playing, and we just got to make sure we're on it a little bit more to negate some of those negative plays.
How encouraged were you by this defense, you know, in week one? Because, as you know, defense wins games.
Yeah, all 3 phases wins games, I would say, Richard. But, yeah, I mean, I thought that they did. You know, what I was really pleased about was the tackling. You know, a lot of times going into week one, if you don't have a lot of exposure tackling, that's always kind of an issue. You know, are you guys ready to tackle? I thought we didn't have a lot of missed tackles. I thought they did a good job with that. You know, as far as being in the right spots and things like that, I thought we were pretty good. We need to get better. Because I thought we left some plays out there from an execution standpoint on defense. We got to get cleaned up in the back end and the front, all 11. But I liked how, like I told him, I said I liked how we flew around. I like how we attacked the ball. We took the ball away, which was good. We got off on third down when we need to. You know, I joked about we get off on third down and they had the penalty. And as a defensive guy, you'd always say, "I don't take the penalty, kick it." You know what I mean? Punt it. You know, I don't want to play another third down. But at the time where the field position was and the weather, I put the defense back out there, and I kind of said in the headset, like, "Make me right here." You know what I mean? And I think we sacked them there, and that ended up being another 10, 15 yards of field position. So they did a good job. But we, like, again, all three phases, like everybody, we got to get some things cleaned up.
How do you see your quarterback situation going forward? Will you stick with Josh?
Yeah. I'm excited about seeing what he does this week.
I know recently Zach had told us that he wasn't sure what his status would be for the opener. How encouraged were you that he was able to play his position?
Yeah, he played a lot of plays. I think in the 40s he was at. You know, he had some catches in there. I'm sure he wants some plays that he wants back, but I thought he did a really good job coming off that type of injury, not being full go there until the end of camp. Thought he did an excellent job. He's one of our premier players.
What did you see from Kayvon Wallace jumping into the program last week?
Yeah, he's got to get some details ironed out a little bit, and some of the new stuff, but he did a good job. He's physical, he's violent, he can cover, you know, he communicates well. I thought he did a good job stepping in. Another one like Josh getting here just however long ago, you know, stepping in, playing a lot of snaps, a lot of meaningful snaps, and made a lot of plays.
Dennis Harvard said that the outside linebacker unit, there's a group of dogs, basically. Is that a term they think is fair to describe them as, or how would you look at that unit?
I don't know. I don't put labels on people, but they're aggressive, and I think they understand their roles, and they try to go out and execute and help the team.
Early thoughts on the Giants, Coach?
Say it one more time.
Any early thoughts on the Giants?
Yeah, good football team. I mean, they're a playoff caliber football team. I know it didn't go their way, but you know, they got good players and three really good schemes, in my opinion. Offense, defense, and teams. They do a lot of things that make it hard on the other side. So we're gonna have to be on it. But it's a good football team coming here. Brian Daboll's a really good coach. He's got three good coordinators. You know, just having played them a couple times, being in that division, it's gonna be a good fight.
Are you expecting Beecham to be able to practice this week?
Still kind of evaluating that, you know, seeing how he's healing up, but he'll be ready to go when he's ready to go.
With the Giants, does it ever enter your mind as a coach when you see that happen to a team you're playing and you say, "Oh man, I wish they didn't get beat that bad. They're going to come in angry"?
No, honestly not. You know what I mean? We both started not how we wanted to start, so you know, that's kind of probably both mindsets.
What does a guy like Victor bring to the table?
You know, kind of he's tough in the run game. He sets violent edges. He's physical. He's got some rush inside and outside. He can drop in coverage. You know, he had the one punch out. That was a great play that helped us. That was after two explosives, you know. They got down, I think, into the high red, and we took the ball away there. But he's a good player, man. I honestly expected that from Vic.
How much are you impressed or do you like the job that Rob has done with that outside group?
He's a good football coach. That's why he's here. He's done a good job, you know, and they got some things they got to continually keep improving on some things I didn't like in the game. But as a collective whole, and each guy, I think, truthfully, has improved their game through the course of OTA's training camp, and now we'll see as we get going through the year, the development has to stay happening. You know what I mean? We can't level off. So they're excited to get back to work. They had good meetings today. They had a good attitude today, and they're ready to go.
Coach, thank you.
Okay.
Coach,
Thank you.
thanks, Coach.